Good afternoon. Hello, I'm Taylor. So usually I record workout videos, like vlog kind of content, but I didn't have enough time today to record my workout. So instead, I wanted to talk about something, and that is the idea of the 21-90 rule. Now what that is, it takes 21 days to build a habit, and then it takes 90 days to build a lifestyle. I also think that it goes in the reverse way. It takes 21 days to break a habit, and then 90 days, depending on the habit. Some are extremely hard to break, I understand that. And then it takes 90 days to really fully let go of said habit. I wrote notes for myself. Like what I have in my head, I put it on paper. You want to see here? You can see. Oh, it's written so disgustingly, but that's okay. It's for me. So the second thing is, in order to create a habit or to break a negative habit, you need to have patience with yourself. Because the thing is, you're going to fail. That's a given. Whether it's creating the habit of going to the gym every day or stopping the habit of smoking. You're gonna fail at least once. There's gonna be a week where you don't. You're gonna fall back and start vaping again. Like it's inevitable for that to happen. But you need to have patience with yourself and be like, okay, I fell. Dust yourself off. Let me get back up. Try again. It's gonna take trial and error for every single habit. For breaking them, for adding them, doesn't matter. It's gonna take time. So you need to have patience with yourself, just as you would for a child. When a child's learning something, you have patience. Just as it is for a new coworker, you have to have patience. It's going to take time for them to learn the things they need to learn, just like the kid. So why would you not treat yourself the same? You need to have patience with yourself when it comes to doing anything that is challenging. The other essential, the thing I think is essential for life, but especially when it comes to breaking bad habits or adding new habits, is discipline. You need to choose discipline over motivation. If you expect to be motivated 24/7, there's no way. I'm sorry. Maybe there's a way, but in my book, there's no way. So you need to be able to discipline yourself and say, okay, what do I really want here? What I like to think about with discipline sometimes is use discipline as a motivation. Use the ability to strengthen your discipline, to be better at pushing yourself, to be better at continuing, to be better at being the one to tell yourself, I don't want to do it, but I need to do it, so I'm going to do it. Let that be the motivating factor on continuing, on that one push. You know what I mean? You need to let discipline be your motivating factor. Improving my discipline, strengthening my discipline can be the motivation. And in that sense, then you would have motivation 24/7 because you're always motivated to do better. You're always motivated to keep trying. You're always motivated to get up and do it again. Oh, yes. Sacrifices. When it comes to building a habit and when it comes to breaking a habit, you're going to have to make a sacrifice both ways. Let's say the habit you're building is going to the gym every day. The sacrifice can either be a little of your free time a few times a week, or the sacrifice can be your health, your appearance, and how you feel about yourself. So those are the two sacrifices you can make. You can either sacrifice your health and your well-being, or you can sacrifice a little bit of your free time. It's really up to you. Let's say the habit you're trying to break is smoking, any sort. Specifically the ones that you don't need rehabilitation to quit. Let's say the habit you're trying to break is quitting nicotine or stopping smoking. The sacrifice that you are making by continuing to stay on that path is obviously all the known factors of the negative side effects of nicotine, which are, I'm sure we all know them. I don't want to really go into that right now because that's not what this is about. But it's essentially your health and a whole bunch of other stuff. The sacrifice to actually quitting and what you'll be giving up when you quit is those 3 days up to 3 months up to a year of your a little bit of your sanity, because obviously you're going to be irritable. Obviously you're going to crave it. Obviously it's going to be hard. Obviously it's going to take a lot of time. But you could either take a year of that or continue down another 4 years of wanting to quit but never doing it. What is the greater good? What cost is there? Another thing that goes hand in hand with sacrifice, if you can't swallow the idea of using discipline over motivation, if you can't swallow the idea of giving something up that's going to be hard, if you can't swallow the idea of doing something that you're going to fail at and have to try multiple times, then you're giving up the initial want. You're giving up the initial thing that you think will make you succeed or make you happy, or something that you've been craving. Oh, I want to stop, or oh, I want to do this. You're giving that up by continuing to stay in the cycle of, oh, I'll wait till I'm motivated. Oh, I'll wait till I have time. Oh, so once again, it's kind of a, which one do you really want? The other thing is, I hate to break it to you and be the bearer of bad news, but if you're not willing to put in the hard work, if you're not willing to fail, if you're not willing to discipline yourself, if you're not willing to motivate yourself, if you're not willing to really try and give it your all, you don't genuinely want whatever you say you want. Whether it's quitting, if you're not willing to go through the hard 3 weeks of quitting, if you're not willing to go through the pain of the headaches and this and that and this, then you don't really, truly want to quit. And I'm saying that from speaking on existence. There's been times where I want to, but I didn't want to put in the work. So therefore, I didn't really want to, because us as humans, whatever we really want to do, we'll do. Just like when it comes to men, if they wanted to, they would. So it's like, if you wanted to, you would. So, and I'm not trying to yell at you or be mean about it. I'm just saying it kind of is. And it's a hard pill to swallow, because we have all of these, justifications and excuses on why things, why I can't. If you're telling yourself you can't, then you won't, So just like going to the gym, let's say you want to add the habit of making your bed every day, or going to the gym every day, or 3 times a week. If you're not willing to put in the work, you physically don't want it bad enough, because that's all it's about, is physically wanting it enough to the point where you're like, that's it, I'm done, I'm putting in the work now. And sometimes that switch can happen with a single thought pattern, with a single idea, a spark of inspiration. That can happen off rip, that feeling, that want. But keeping it steady for a long time and reminding yourself on why you started to begin with is where that how bad do you really want it? Do you actually want it comes in. Another example I have on the 2190 rule part, on why I think it takes 21 days to build a habit, 90 days to create a lifestyle, is think of 75 hard. So many people start 75 hard, and if they complete it, good for them. Most of those people who complete it, from what I've seen, either do it again, continue to stick with at least one of the habits they picked up, or just continue doing the whole thing. So it goes to show that once you hit that 21-day threshold, at least, once you hit 75 days, you're locked in. You're like, that was actually way easier than I thought. And obviously the first 4 weeks are going to be the hardest. Correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't done 75 hard, but I've done a lot of other things and I've built a lot of other habits. But that first month, in my opinion, would be the hardest. The crazy thing about 90 days is I feel like it sounds like so much time. It's like, oh, that sounds so hard. When you think of it in the span of 90 days, it's 3 months. It's not even a year. It's not even half a year. So all you have to do is really discipline yourself for that amount of time, and then it's going to run for the grand scheme of things for much longer. The other thing I really recommend, and what I don't really like about 75 hard, and why I've personally never done it, and why I feel like a lot of people fail at it, is because they have an unrealistic expectation of adding 10 habits in 75 days. All I'm saying is if you want to add one habit, whether that habit be brush your teeth every day, whether that habit be make your bed, whether that habit be stop smoking, whether that habit be go to the gym more, whether that habit be no fast food, get through that 21 days and focus on one habit at a time. Because in my personal experience, it is much easier to focus on one habit at a time, because you're not drilling yourself on these 7 other things that you've got to get done as well. It's like, I did my one habit for the day, or I completed a day without doing the thing I want to quit. And that feels so much better than, I didn't do 3 of the 7 things I was supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, don't be so hard on yourself. Focus on one habit at a time. If you have such a long life to live, and if it's going to take 3 months to create a lifestyle or to break a habit, focus on one at a time. That's 2 habits a year. No, sorry. That's 4 habits a year. 3, 6, 9, 12. That's 4 habits. You could either break 2 habits and gain 2 good habits within a year by that theory. So you could do 4 amazing things. You could do 4 New Year's resolutions, I guess, if you focus on the 90 days. And chances are, once you hit that 90 days, it's going to be second nature. You're going to want to do it because you're going to see some sort of benefit. Because most times, whatever you want for yourself, whether it be letting go of something or gaining something else or doing something else, most times it's because there's a deeper part of you that wants to align with that and wants to work for that. So you're going to not even look back and be like, oh shit, I wish I didn't build this habit, or oh shit, I wish I, obviously if it's a negative habit, yeah. Oh shit, I wish I didn't quit. Like, that's not something that happens often. The main points are always be patient with yourself when it comes to building habits. Take 1 or 2 at a time. Discipline over motivation, always. And in that, discipline can turn into the motivator. You're gonna have to make sacrifices always in life, especially with when you want something. Most times you're going to have to sacrifice something else, and that's just a part of the whole journey. I mean, I don't want to sit here and be like, run 7 miles a day, drink a gallon of water, eat a gallon of fish. Like, take it easy, focus on one thing at a time. It can even be a super simple habit. Just get the idea of that it takes 21 days to build a habit, 90 days to build a lifestyle. It takes less than a month to create a habit if you consistently work on it for that month. Sorry, my phone was full of storage, so I had to delete a bunch of stuff, but I'm back. Essentially, the point I'm trying to make is be easy with yourself. Take it 1 habit at a time. It's not that hard if you really want it. I hate to say that because I like to sympathize with others and understand that a lot of things in life are extremely hard, but you're more than capable of doing anything that you put your mind to, as long as that's the thing, is you put your mind to it and you decide, I'm going to do this and I'm going to work hard, and it's gonna be hard and I'm gonna fail, but I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna try again. So, also have fun with it. Let the whole process of the thing be the rewarding factor, not the end goal, not the, year. If you look at it as like, okay, a year of doing this thing or a year of not doing this thing, look at it as like a goal or a reward every single little day versus like the whole broad aspect of it. I do plan on making a video of my lift tomorrow, so I do need to get to bed so I can wake up and do that. But I hope at least this made sense, or maybe some of it helped. I know the 21-90 rule genuinely put a spark in my brain, and it was like, holy crap, 21 days to create a habit, that's nothing. That's not even a month. 90 days so you're telling me if I work out for 90 days, I'll love. And that's exactly what happened. I've been working out for at least 3 years. There's been times where I've had some things in my life come about where I had to stop, but every time I've gotten back up, I've gone consecutively for a good amount of time, 21 days, and by that 21 days is up, you're ready to just keep going, keep rocking, and keep rolling. So I'm gonna go to bed, and I hope that this at least gave you some sort of insight. Just always tell yourself, 21 days, build a habit. 90 days for a lifestyle. That's not that long. That's not that long when you think of it that way. And I feel like when you think of it that way, it's so much easier than thinking of like the broad aspect of working out for 5 years, or the broad aspect of like quitting for 2 years. Like that just seems so hard and so like it seems like Mount Everest in comparison to a hill. So focus on one thing at a time. Be patient with yourself. Don't beat yourself up when you fall. It's gonna happen. Cheer yourself on when you get up instead of beating yourself up when you're down. Don't kick yourself when you're down. Only cheer for yourself when you're up. But I hope you guys have a good night, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.